Your buy request cleared the gateway and reached the payment service. Now it must charge your card, and that is slow. The service calls your bank, waits for it to think, maybe waits for a fraud check, then finally gets an answer. That can take whole seconds. Here's the trap. If your app waits for all that before responding, you sit staring at a frozen spinner praying it does not fail. Multiply that by 1 million players, and your servers are stuck waiting too. There has to be a better way. Split the work into 2 questions. What must happen right now, and what can happen a moment later? Confirming we got your order must happen now. Contacting the bank, updating your garage, emailing a receipt can happen a breath later. So the service does the tiny instant part, records you want the car, and says, order placed. You get an instant response. The slow work has not happened yet, and that is the point. But where does that slow work go? It goes into a queue. Picture the ticket rail in a busy kitchen. When an order comes in, the waiter clips a ticket to the rail and walks away to serve more tables. The tickets wait in line. This is asynchronous work, or async. The service that adds tasks is the producer, and the queue holds them in order. And who does the cooking? Programs called workers. A worker pulls one task off the queue, does the slow thing, contacting the bank, then reaches for the next. Workers are the consumers of the queue. Here's the beautiful part. If tickets pile up during a rush, you do not make customers wait. You add more cooks. 10 workers empty the queue far faster than 1, and when the rush ends, you scale back down. The queue matches your cooking power to the crowd. This split gives 3 gifts at once. Speed, the user gets an instant answer. Resilience, because if the bank is briefly down, the task waits safely in the queue and is retried instead of failing in the user's face. And elasticity, because a flood of orders just makes the line longer, not the app slower. The queue absorbs the shock. That last gift has a name, backpressure. The line grows instead of the system collapsing. This pattern is so important that entire tools exist just to be the queue. Industrial-strength message brokers built never to lose a task. If that grabs you, we sketched one of the most popular from the ground up in our Kafka series. But the core idea is this kitchen. Producers add work, a queue holds it, workers do it, so you never wait. So here's the big picture. Slow work should never block the user. You do the tiny urgent part now, drop the slow part on a queue, and let background workers chew through it later. Producers add, the queue holds, workers consume, and you get speed, resilience, and elasticity for free. Your purchase felt instant even though the charge finished seconds later. Our tap has now crossed the whole internet and been fully handled. But every service we met leans on one thing we kept in the shadows, the place all this data actually lives, and what happens when your game explodes from 1,000 players to 50 million. That's the finale, scaling the database, next time.